All right, guys, I got a surprise today. I got two surprises. Surprise number one. All right, so you've seen my mag that holds the 16-gram cartridges. Well, I further dug it out, and here's a 20-gram. And I did a little fancy mod here. I'll show you after I prove this works. But I can, this just barely squeezes in there. All right, and fun surprise number two. This is what I'm super excited for. I've been waiting a while for this. Just got the parts in the mail. This is an ASA running through a magazine. And then I got two CO2 cartridges in here. All right. Now this is a prototype. Obviously this is ridiculous to carry around. But the point is to prove that you could run two CO2 cartridges through the magazine valve. So I'm really excited to see if this works. Let's try it out. All right. This is going to require ears for show. Okay. Let's do the 20-gram. This is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. Gotta load it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put one in the chamber. Usually falls out. Someone. Yeah, that 20 grams stiff, but it worked. All right. So before I shoot, I think we proved something. Me and some other YouTubers. Anything over 12 grams really isn't worth it. But let's see. I bought these 20-gram cartridges, and I had them, so I might as well make them fit, right? Let's check it out. Okay, so, all right, I haven't shot in either of these yet. They could be leaking all over the place. Let's see. All right, okay. All right, the bolt clicked. The round in the chamber is there. This is going to be loud. I finally got my left-handed safety, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. 316. Oh, okay. I forgot to release the spring in the mag. That's my bad. And I just wasted air blast. 282. 262. 246. 235. 215. 207. 198. 188. It's hard to take this out. There we go. So, that really used up all the CO2. I mean, what was that? That was 9 shots plus I wasted an air blast. So that's like 10 shots, man. With the final shot at 188. That's pretty cool. Let me show you real quick how I did that. So what I did was, all right, so I milled this out even more, all the way. This ghost mag has a crease coming right here. I maybe went a little too far there, but I went just, maybe a millimeter above the crease, and I milled it out down there. Just so the hex nut usually fits in a hex cutout. So I left about a millimeter of that hex cutout, and I took one of these, a T-nut, okay? And these you buy at Home Depot. And the thread size for these, for both the FSC and the T8.1, same thread size, is 3/8 inch dash 16 the pitch. So I went to Home Depot today, and I bought a 2-pack of these T-nuts, 3/8 inch dash 16. Okay, and what I did was I used a Dremel with a cutoff, and it's actually quite simple. What you do is you take the factory nut from the magazine, and what I did was this. I threaded this in like this, okay, into the T-nut. And then I took the factory nut and I tightened it real tight so it's not going to come loose. All right, and I tightened on top, and I use that as a template to use a Dremel to cut the hex shape, cut all of this off. And so what you're left with is, you're left with this tube nut with a little hex shape on top, and that's what keeps it in. If you can see how I did that. Let me make sure that's coming out. Yeah, okay. Oh, here we go. I gotta get closer, sorry. Trying to get in focus here. Yeah, see? All right, so that just presses in with about a millimeter left. And then I did have to drill this out. I used a 27 32-inch drill bit. It just needs to be, you can even take a knife. It just needs to be opened up all slightly. What I actually did was I took the drill bit. I didn't put it on a drill at all. I just used my hand. This is very soft plastic. I just used my hand and I just shaved off just a little bit, and then this presses in. What's 27 30? 2864 is, yeah, 7/16. So this is probably around 7/16, but I wanted it real tight. You could do a 7/16 inch drill bit, but I wanted it tight. So instead I did a 27th 64 inch, which is, I believe that's 1/64 less. And then I really pressed it in there. So it's like pressed in, like machine pressed in tight, but I just did it with my fingers. So that's how I did that. Okay. All right, now I'm really excited about this. Okay, I'm really excited about this. Now, this only has 6 rounds. Let's get one more. We're gonna need one more chamber. So, whew, I don't know if this is gonna leak. I have no idea. I didn't test this at all. All right, one. I haven't oiled this at all, so let me juice this up first. Let me get some oil in here. Okay, yeah. That's gonna definitely need some oil. All right, and if this works, I will definitely show you how I did this. So this is absurd, okay? It's absurd, but it's a prototype, and we got to figure out how to get 2 CO2 in the mag. The point is, we're not using an ASA adapter. The problem with ASA adapters is you shoot a mag, you now have to replace the mag and the CO2. So this is supposed to be an all-in-one unit. So let's check it out. Let's see if this works. It's going to be super loud. Okay, I'm charging it up here. That's weird. Okay, all right. So where it leaked was from the actual adapter. Both sides are cold. So the round in the chamber didn't come out. Let's go. Okay. Let's get a real good reading here. 277. 265, that's disappointing. 262. That's disappointing. I was expecting to break 400 there, honestly. I think it might have been Cheating Nature who once tried this, but he was using a quick release thing, and so he had leaking problems. I think that's what his issue was. But CO2 is punctured. Let's try that again. I don't have much time today, so that's why I'm rushing, but I'm excited to see if this works. Maybe it was the leak. That's weird. I mean, the actual adapter was leaking. I would have guessed that would have been the one thing that didn't leak. I was going to say, maybe I should have read the instructions, but there weren't any. Guys, all I want to do is break 400 feet per second using Grimberg rounds. I can't do it. I can't even come close. I don't know what's going on. The good news is it wasn't leaking in the gun. Let me give it another drop of oil because this thing is running hot. I took it apart. Try not to lose so much air this time. Okay, no, a little sizzle. That's amazing. There's so much power right here. There should be so much power. Let's try it. Okay. Let's go chronograph. Give me some good readings here. Get nice and low. What's going on? 228, 205, 194. Okay, so, I'm hoping it's ice cold, this thing. Hoping that means only one got punctured. That one's punctured. Come on. That one's okay. So I think I just proved something I was trying to figure out. I don't know why I'm only getting 200 something. I mean, at least I should be getting 315, which is what I'm getting with a regular 12 gram. I think there might be a limit as to how much airflow you can go through the magazine valve and the nipple in there. Because there's a few guys online that have run the dual CO2 cartridge through the ASA in the back and have been getting over 400. So either my gun's broken or there's an issue with just airflow coming in through the magazine, and that's something I wanted to test with this prototype. I mean, that's terrible. Let's just do a standard. Let's just do a standard 12 gram. I'll get rid of this. I think that's it. I think there's just a limit what can go through these rounds. Do this one without ears. That's so loud. 298. I mean, one 12 gram is 298. 2 12 grams is, I forget, but it was lower than 298. I don't get it. I don't get it. All that work. All that work for nothing. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll show you guys what I did anyway. And by the way, I tried, I did not put a, let me take this out. I did not put the puncture pin back in because I thought that might affect airflow. It's a little hard to see what I did, but okay, so first of all, this is, I can put some wax or something, but first of all, this is a dual 12 gram adapter, and it's got the, I forget I think it's CGA 320, that's the standard ASA adapter, this big fat thing. And then this dirty piece I ordered off Amazon used. This is the old style bottom end of a Tippmann Custom 98. So you know those Tippmann guns that had the exposed hose running out on the outside of the trigger guard? That's this. All right. Now, this is the old style because it uses the pretty standard. This is a pipe thread. This is this is the tap that I used. Oh, here we go. 1/8-27 NPT. Okay, National Pipe Thread. All right. So it's a pipe thread, and what I did was I took the black gasket one, the FSC version, not the older T8.1 valve. The older T8.1 valve has a smaller diameter, so you want the bigger diameter ones with the black gasket, not the clear gasket. And it's already the perfect diameter for this pipe thread. So I ordered this on eBay. This was actually hard to find. So not only is this a 1/8-27 NPT pipe thread, and pipe thread is different than a regular tap. It gets wider. All right, so that NPT is very important. This is also a bottoming tap. So that's important too because you don't have a lot of, it's very shallow. So I had to get a bottoming tap, and that's what was hard to find for a reasonable price. So this is a bottoming tap, which means the threads get far down there because you can't cut too many threads. And you know, if I get this thing working, I'll do a better video on how I did that. But I tapped a stock FSC valve body. Now, to tap it, I had to gut the whole thing. You take it apart, you take all the O-rings, the springs out, and you also got to press out, it's pressed in there, the puncture pin, because you can't tap it with that there, and you want to get rid of the black gasket as you tap it. Well, the good news is it doesn't leak. The bad news is it just doesn't work. I mean, how could it possibly be worse performance? And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. These are the CO2s that were in the dual adapter. And this is the one that I just shot out of the T8.1 mag. This thing emptied, I mean, this shows, all that frost shows it just emptied out faster. These, like, there wasn't enough airflow. Maybe this is clogged? I mean, I did buy this, and it's very dirty looking. I mean, I bought it for a few bucks used. can't really find these new anymore, at least for a reasonable price. You know, and the guy's description says it works. Maybe I gotta look into that. Whew. Well, 20 gram work, the dual 12 gram doesn't. I think that's all for today. I'll try to do a video tomorrow going 8 gram, 12 gram, 16 gram, 20 gram. And we'll try the duo again. And we'll see if any of this makes sense, or we should just stick with 12 grams. Okay.